headlines for this hour on VTV News. Prime Minister works with US-ASEAN Business Council. Vietnam export first batch of organic coffee to Japan. In our war news, Indonesian Defense Minister PRABOWO wins presidential election.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 3 p.m. local time in Hanoi. You're watching VTV News. On Thursday morning, Prime Minister Phie met with the US-ASEAN Business Councils and over 60 leaders of major U.S. businesses. The aim was to further accelerate the Vietnam-U.S. Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. The chairman of the US-ASEAN Business Councils and U.S. business leaders congratulated Vietnam on its impressive economic growth over the past 2 years and its national credit rating upgrade to BB+ by Fitch Ratings. The U.S. businesses confirmed their confidence in investing and expanding their investment in Vietnam. They recognize that Vietnam is increasingly becoming an important production center and a critical component of the global supply chain. Prime Minister Phie expressed appreciation for the practical and effective contributions of the US-ASEAN Business Councils and its members' businesses to Vietnam's development and the relations between the two countries. The Prime Minister also urged U.S. businesses to support Vietnam in diversifying its productions and supply chains and transferring technology to Vietnamese businesses. The average export price of coffee for the first 2 months of this year increased by $1,000 per ton compared to the same period last year. Coffee export turnover has also grown significantly, reaching nearly $1.4 billion in just the first 2 months. This growth has propelled coffee export to the number 2 positions in the agriculture, forestry, and aquatic products export group for the first time, surpassing the fishery industry. Given this impressive start, experts predict that this year coffee export will reach $5 billion. Vietnam's coffee export revenue has reached a new high, surpassing the $1 billion mark within the first 2 months of the year. In addition to Europe, Japan and demanding market has also increased its imports of Vietnamese coffee. Recently, Vietnamese organic coffee products were exported to Japan for the first time, and this is a promising sign for the coffee industry to meet this year's export targets and enhance the value of the key agricultural products for Vietnam.
This 40-hectare coffee farm has received organic certifications from the US, Europe, Japan, and South Korea. It maintains strict quality standards for its processed organic coffee products. Consequently, this enterprise has exported its first 2 containers of organic coffee products to Japan.
We have expanded into the Japanese market, a demanding market. We plan to expand our farming area and increase output to create a sustainable network with farmers.
At Marubeni, we aim to collaborate with Vinghap Company to promote the development of a premium, environmentally conscious coffee production line, thereby enhancing the value of Vietnamese coffee.
Besides the increase in value, the official export of organic coffee products to the Japanese market also signals that Vietnamese coffee has achieved a new level of quality.
The excellence of Central Highlands coffee guarantees its satisfaction of both domestic and international consumer demands. In terms of exports, Gia Lai Province sees an annual increase of 3 to 5%.
Vietnam's coffee industry focuses on sustainable production, adhering to principles of green development, and meeting rigorous market standards.
Businesses in the industry are encouraging deep processing to enhance export value, which aids in the strong growth of the coffee industry.
Apart from coffee, Vietnamese products have recently gained increasing popularity in Japan. Japan is also one of the top 3 export markets for Vietnam agriculture, forestry, and fishery sectors. Given the consistent high demand, this market presents numerous opportunities in the future. More to follow.
Thanks to signed free trade agreements, exported fruits and aquatic products from Vietnam to Japan are eligible for zero tax policies. However, this tax advantage requires time-conscious planning and vigilant market research from exporting businesses.
The Japanese market is overly strict with its import requirements and eligibility, but once we gain access, long-term opportunities are almost guaranteed. Vietnamese businesses should focus on post-harvest technology to improve the quality and diversity of their products in order to cater to various consumer groups. Export enterprises should also focus on promoting their brands.
More Vietnamese agricultural products will be able to enter Japan if they understand the taste of Japanese consumers. At the same time, it is crucial to meet international food safety standards such as Asia GAP or Japan Agricultural Standards or JAS. Currently, Lục Ngạn lychees and Ninh Thuận dragon fruits from Vietnam have been registered for geographical indication protection in Japan. If this approach is well implemented, Vietnam's agricultural products will have better brand recognition in Japan.
In the near future, the Ministry of Industry and Trade plans to intensify efforts to update market information, import requirements, and changes in consumer trends. Businesses will use these insights to guide their production strategies. By successfully meeting import requirements and leveraging existing tariff incentives, Vietnam expects to see an increase in export turnover in Japan.
A proposed project aims to support the technical infrastructure for low-emission rice in the Mekong Delta with an anticipated budget of about $375 million. This proposal is based on the government initiative to cultivate 1 million hectares of high-quality, low-emission rice, according to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. The funding for the project will be derived from $360 million loan from the World Bank, with the remaining $15 million coming as counterpart capital from the government and localities. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development will lead the project, which will be executed in 12 provinces of the Mekong Delta over the period of 5 years from 2026 to 2031. The project aims to design and deliver a comprehensive smart investment package to help farmers adapt to climate change and increase their profits. It will also support small producers in adopting low-emission production practices. Businesses in Ho Chi Minh City report having orders through the end of the second quarter and some even through the end of the third. Production continues to be stable and uninterrupted. Moreover, the first 2 months of 2024 saw a 10% increase in electricity consumption in the city manufacturing and construction sectors, a stark contrast to the negative growth of the previous year. These encouraging signs point to a recovery in the manufacturing sector.
Although the Red Sea conflict had a negative impact, leading to decreased orders from American and European customers, this garment business has recently obtained additional orders from the Middle East and Southeast Asia.
We've been actively engaged in various trade promotion activities to expand into markets such as Malaysia, Cambodia, and Singapore. Our entire staff consistently works overtime within the maximum limit permitted by the state.
By diving deeper into the global supply chain, this mechanical engineering enterprise has secured stable orders. They have benefited from numerous orders received from foreign direct investment enterprises.
We have urgent orders that require delivery within a week to half a month. As a supporting industry catering to numerous FDI enterprises, we must reduce costs to retain these orders. We are implementing various internal solutions, such as restructuring our management system and implementing cost-saving measures to ensure stable production.
The industry and trade sector in Ho Chi Minh City has observed that businesses have extensively restructured, reduced costs, and improved competitiveness. Consequently, there was a significant growth of over 5% in industrial production during the first quarter. To further assist businesses, the sector plans to implement a variety of solutions.
We collaborate with businesses to organize regional linkage activities and ensure stable raw materials. We've also partnered with the State Bank in the Bank Business Connection Program to facilitate capital into production and business activities. Furthermore, we're enhancing green and clean production practices, meeting the stringent requirements of import markets.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade, in collaboration with the Department of Industry and Trade of Ho Chi Minh City, will host events like International Goods Supply Chain Connections and Vietnamese Export Goods Fairs in the forthcoming months. These events are expected to attract over 200 distributors and importers. They offer businesses an excellent opportunity to increase orders and maintain production stability.
Before moving on to some of the news, let's take a look at foreign exchange rate for today, March the 21st. Next on VTV News, Vietnam takes major steps to reduce plastic waste in consumer goods. And the taste of things to eat cinemas across Vietnam. The Mekong Delta region is predicted to experience significant saltwater intrusions over the next 7 days, following the full moon tide period of the second lunar month. The peak of this intrusion is expected from March 24th to 26th. The salinity level is projected to reach 4 grams per liter, a level that makes freshwater unsuitable for daily use or production. This intrusion is expected to penetrate 40 to 60 kilometers into each main river. Notably, on the Vam Co Đông and Vam Co Tây rivers, saltwater could intrude up to 70 to 90 kilometers. Additionally, due to unusually low upstream water levels and strengthening winds, saltwater may penetrate an additional 5 to 10 kilometers. Therefore, locality in the Mekong Delta should promptly update hydrometeorological forecasts and take proactive measures to prevent and combat saltwater intrusion. Irrigation systems are being built throughout Vietnam. Their main purpose is to ensure water supply and drainage for everyday use and agriculture, as well as to reduce damage from natural disasters. Specifically, the planning for natural disaster prevention and controls and irrigation for 2021-2030 is underway, with tangible results despite extreme weather patterns. More to follow.
Residents of Khánh Hải Commune, Trần Văn Thời district in Cà Mau province were awakened by a loud ground-shaking noise at midnight. They discovered that the main road to one of their hamlets has been destroyed.
This is the first time a road has collapsed in this manner.
Vehicles cannot pass on this road now. I used to have delivery trucks pick up my goods, but now it's impossible.
An unusual landslide was initially suspected as the cause of all local canals drying up due to saltwater intrusion. Soil is more prone to erosion if the water supply diminishes. Thus, regulating irrigation and adding fresh water to replenish underground water sources is essential. In this process, irrigation projects become increasingly significant.
Landslide-caused water shortages in Cà Mau province can be resolved with a comprehensive pipe network. As for the Red River Delta, we will construct dams to ensure sufficient water supply for agricultural production and tackle pollution in the Bắc Hưng Hải irrigation system.
Many areas in the Mekong Delta, the Central Highlands and the Red River Delta are experiencing water shortages. The situation is particularly alarming in the Red River Delta due to pollution caused by low water levels. Consequently, the urgent development of irrigation systems capable of responding to such disaster is necessary.
Over the past 5 years, dedicated individuals in Ho Chi Minh City has been actively developing solutions to reduce plastic waste. In addition to producing cleaning products such as shampoo, conditioner, laundry detergent, shower gel, dishwashing liquid, and floor cleaner from vegetables and fruit, she has set up green stations to help curb the disposals of plastic bottles into the environment.
Consumers can simply pour shampoo, conditioner, shower gel, dishwashing liquid, and floor cleaner directly into their bottles. The price is calculated by weighing these bottles.
I have just refilled the floor cleaner. This is a clean and green action that should be replicated among young people for a better lifestyle.
Phạm Thị Kim Hằng has spent the past 5 years working to change consumer habits and reduce plastic waste. One of her many initiatives includes establishing green stations where individuals can exchange empty bottles for full ones.
We recently organized a campaign to collect advertising banners in retail stores, which resulted in the collection of nearly 4 tons of materials.
All these cleaning products are made from Vietnamese agricultural products, such as avocado, coconut, soybean sprouts, soapberry fruit, mugwort, lemon, lemongrass, and ginger, among others. Kim Hằng is committed to incorporating local elements into the products with the aim of introducing them to global markets in the near future.
Green products have become a significant global trend. I recently worked with a Swedish delegation visiting Vietnam, and green growth and green initiatives were the focus of discussion.
At green stations like this, Kim Hằng conducts regular workshops teaching individuals how to create their own soap, shower gel, and face cleanser from fruits and vegetables. She even includes activities where participants make soap blindfolded in the dark. This is done to foster a better understanding of visually impaired individuals who make up the majority of her staff.
Vietnam used to take the lead in alcohol consumption in Southeast Asia and Asia. According to statistics, on average, a person over 50 years old drinks 170 liters of beer per year, which means each person drinks about 1.5 bottles of beer a day. However, for many reasons, alcohol consumption in Vietnam is on the decline, especially among young people.
Strictly following the zero-tolerance policy for drunk driving, the Traffic Police Department further enhances handling alcohol-related violations this year. The number of cases of alcohol concentration violations during the Lunar New Year 2024 holiday increased by more than 270% compared to the same period last year. The efforts have a positive influence on changing the drinking habits of many people.
During the Tet holiday, my company often held many parties. My co-workers did not drink alcoholic beverages because the fine is heavy now.
Not only the older people, the younger generation in Vietnam in recent years have curbed their drinking habits. This is also a popular trend in the world. According to Forbes magazine, young people who born after 1997 are drinking 20% less alcohol than millennials did at that age.
During my second year and third year of college, I often drank a lot. However, I've stopped drinking alcohol in recent years. The younger generation have become more health conscious.
Breweries and alcoholic beverages manufacturers grapple with the falling demand for alcohol. Big players in the market such as Sabeco and Habeco last year all saw their profits reduced by 20 to 30% compared to those of 2022.
There will be a shift to non-alcoholic beers, soft drinks, fruit drinks, and juices. In my opinion, businesses in the market should devise their roadmaps to alter their product lines to align with this transition.
On March 15th, regarding the draft law on road traffic order and safety, the National Assembly Standing Committee recently agreed on an option to ban drinking and driving. The authorities have encouraged people to avoid alcohol when driving vehicles.
A grand job fair was held on Wednesday in Hanoi, which aimed at connecting companies and potential candidates. The job fair gave young people opportunities to access jobs in a professional way. More the following story.
At the job fair, more than 40 businesses in the fields of commerce, service, tourism, mechanics, electronics, technology joined the hunt for potential candidates. These jobs offered a wide range of monthly salaries from $500 to nearly $1,000 per month.
I want to find a job that matches my professional qualifications.
We provide many job opportunities with diverse professions that are suitable for freshly graduated students.
This year, the labor market has witnessed many fluctuations, making job opportunities more challenging for workers, especially young workers. However, many specific occupations, such as technology and engineering, are in need of skilled workers. Priority is given to young workers who have been well trained.
Our company looks for dedicated young candidates.
We have many jobs opening for young candidates. Many positions are needed for them to fill in.
The demand for full-time jobs accounts for 70% and the remaining are for part-time jobs. This fact shows that businesses want to recruit stable and long-term personnel. The recruitment target for workers with college, university, or higher degrees accounts for a significant proportion, reflecting the trend of recruiting high quality of human resources.
In the first quarter of this year, Ho Chi Minh City saw an influx of nearly 1.4 million international visitors. This figure represents an increase of over 30% compared to the same period last year, according to the Ho Chi Minh City Department of Tourism. The city total tourism revenue for the first 3 months of the year nearly reached $1.8 billion, marking an increase of almost 24%. Travel agencies report that European tourists currently prefer cross-Vietnam tours that offer cultural and culinary experiences across 3 regions over 2 to 3 weeks. Ho Chi Minh City aims to welcome about 6 million international visitors this year. The Taste of Things, a film by French-Vietnamese director Trần Anh Hùng, will be released in theaters across Vietnam this Friday. This is the film that won Trần Anh Hùng the Best Director award at the Cannes Film Festivals in 2024. Set in the French countryside at the end of the 19th century, the movie features Dodin, a gourmet known as the Napoleon of the culinary world, and a female chef named Eugene. Together, they create dishes that have captivated diners for over 2 decades. The Taste of Things is not just a film about culinary art, it also reflections on love and life. We have next in our world news. Indonesian Defense Minister PRABOWO wins presidential election. And Australia-UK strengthen defense relations. Indonesia Election Commission has declared Defense Minister Prabowo Subianto as the winner of the presidential elections held last month. The final count revealed that Prabowo and his vice presidential candidate Gibran Raka Buming Raka secured 58.6% of the total vote. Under Indonesian election law, presidential candidates can file legal complaints about vote irregularity with the Constitutional Court. The newly elected president and vice president will assume office on October 20th, with a cabinet to be established within 2 weeks. Prabowo Subianto has pledged to form a government composed of Indonesia's best individuals. On Thursday, Australia and the United Kingdom signed a new defense and security cooperation agreement to bolster their ties in the face of current security challenges. The UK Secretary of State for Defense underscored the urgent need for nations to modernize their partnership given the evolving state of global affairs. Signed in Canberra, the treaty aims to enable the UK and Australian defense forces to operate jointly in each other's countries. The 2 countries will also consult on security issues. The Australian Defence Ministers announced that the UK would contribute to a submarine rotational force in Australia.
Secretary Shapps and I...
The U.S. Federal Reserve on Thursday maintained interest rate at a 22-year peak of 5.25% to 5.5%. The decision was reached at the 2-day policy meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee, the central policy setting body of the Fed. Fed Chair Jerome Powell indicated that rate cuts are likely in the future, while also expressing cautions about inflation. Regarding the U.S. economy, the Fed policymakers anticipate a GDP growth of 2.1% in 2024 and 2% inflation in the fourth quarter of 2026. U.S. stocks extended their gains following the release of the policy statement. All 3 major indexes reached closing records in Wednesday trading sessions, with the Dow Jones gaining 1% to 39,512 points. as a global race for the low-carbon fuel gather pace, fuel made from vegetable oil and waste cooking oil are expected to play a central role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the transportation sector. In a push to boost sustainable transport, Dubai-based Luta Biofuels plant is recycling used cooking oil to produce biodiesel. More to follow.
Dubai-based Luta Biofuels is turning used cooking oil into biofuel. It produced over 770 tons of biofuel in 2023. The firm hopes its biodiesel will help boost sustainable transportation in one of the world's major oil-producing countries.
The mix of the biofuel is very easy. It's not a nuclear science. It's actually an oil. We mix it with methanol and potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide, either.
Luta Biofuels is not the first company to turn cooking oil to power vehicles. In remote Australian outback, drivers are using cooking fat to charge their electric vehicles. And in this Californian plant, a plan was in place to turn used cooking oil, soybean oil, and beef fat into renewable diesel.
A fuel like a biodiesel from waste cooking oil is a really useful tool for us right now to start reducing our carbon emissions. I think where there are those transport sectors where electric vehicles are going to take longer to be put into use, so like the heavy goods vehicles and aviation, I think we have an opportunity to develop a broader range.
The UAE seeks to reach net zero emissions by 2050. But in 2023, an independent research group said the country was far off track to meet its climate targets if it went ahead with plans to expand oil and gas production and use. That same year, the UAE government updated its targets, including raising the share of clean energy in the UAE's total energy mix to 30% by 2030.
And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's all the news for today. To rewatch the program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download a mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.